Hi, I'm doing another video this morning because I'm going to do another trip into Chichester hopefully next week, and for the trip I'm packing light as usual. First of all, I'm going to take my little Olympus Pen F camera, which is one of my favourites, and a little selection of lenses. And the lens that I've got fitted at the moment, which is one of my absolute favourites, as I'm sure you know if you follow my blog. I've done a lot with this lens camera combination over the last year or so, and it's the little Lumix 12-32 zoom, and it's a great little lens. It's tiny, as you can see. I think you can see how small that is. It's probably about a couple of inches maximum, from including this hood that I got for it, this little JJC hood, and you go and lock it, so that's its maximum length at 30 when it's set to 32mm and back to 12mm. There we go. So that is a great little lens. I've raved about it a lot, I know, but I really love this little lens because it covers a focal length range that I use the very most. I like having the extra, the 12mm end as well. It's sharp, it's small, it's light. It ticks the boxes for me, not just as a walk around lens, but given my main interest in landscapes, I think it's a great little combination. So that's the camera and a lens. I'll put that back in there for a minute, and I've taken two other lenses with me. Now I don't very often find myself using a telephoto lens or telephoto zoom. I have them, I have a range of them. I don't use them that much, but I do find on occasions, or the odd occasion, that I do need a bit of extra reach, because 32mm or 64mm in full frame terms is not an awful lot. So I decided to pack this. I did it the other day, or the other week when I went out last, and I was reminding myself of how good and sharp this little lens is. Again, you'll see it is a little lens. If you take the hood off, you can see exactly how big it is. Not much bigger in length than the 12-32, and it complements it very well because it starts off pretty much where the lens leaves off in terms of focal lengths. This one is a 35-100, so again in full frame terms is 70-200, which is a pretty classic sort of focal length. Again, very small, and I surprised myself actually how good it was the other day. Very sharp little lens. So that's my second lens. And the third lens that I'm taking with me in this little bag might come as a bit of a surprise as a choice, especially considering my interest in predominantly in landscapes, and that is this little lens. I say little, it's not quite so little there because I've attached a screw-in lens hood, which I'll just unscrew just to show you the actual length of the lens. Again, very small, very light. The reason it might be surprising is because it's, and maybe you've recognised it already, but it's the little Mzuko 30mm macro lens, and surprising because I don't really have a burning interest in macro. I'm not speaking ill of it, I'm just saying that personally my interest is elsewhere, but it is a macro lens, and I had, again, on occasions found myself thinking, well, wouldn't it be nice to take a really close-up shot of this? And by close-up, I mean this lens actually focuses down to just under 1 centimetre. Yeah, you heard me right, 1 centimetre. It's amazing. As a macro lens, it's got great resolution, it's sharp, but, and the reason I've got a hood on it is it's also a really nice little complement to the other lenses. At f3.5, it's not the fastest prime lens that you'll find by a margin. I've got faster prime lenses, but it doubles, as I say, as a macro lens predominantly, but it's a darn good walk around lens. Alright, maybe a bit long at its focal length of 30 or again 60mm in full frame terms as a street walk around lens. But for landscapes, I mean, it's a cracking little lens, as I say, and it's very small, it's very light, takes up no room in the bag, and so that is my third lens. So with that combination, I should be hitting the less than mean streets of Chichester. I'll have a while there, I don't know how long again, because it's not prime reason for the visit, but I'll post the results. I'll try and use all of selection of lenses here. Well, I'll certainly be using the 12 to 32 because, as I say, that ticks nearly all my boxes in terms of focal length range. But I'll hopefully find some opportunities to use these other two lenses, and I'll post the results in the blog so you can see. So again, all of that, very small little bag, spare battery, and a few other small accessories. There you go. On my shoulder, weighs next to nothing, with the addition of this rain hood, which is not designed for it. It's actually a National Geographic one, but it's good because I can leave it permanently fitted to this little Manfrotto bag, and if I need be, all I've got to do is pull the thing over the top, and that gives me a bit of a rain cover, because none of these this equipment, this camera or these lenses are weather sealed, which is not a main concern for me. I'm not going down the Amazon in a canoe or in a tropical rainforest, but I do want some protection. Actually, these little Manfrotto bags are actually pretty darn good on their own, I found, at being fairly water resistant. But adding the rain cover just gives me an extra feeling of security. Okay, so that's it. So that's a little selection of the stuff that I'm taking, or a selection of the stuff that I'm taking with me for my next trip. And I'll post the results on the blog. So hope you found that interesting. And again, as I always try and end these little videos, that I hope everyone stays safe, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And again, to those that regularly watch my blog, thanks very much, I appreciate it. So bye for now.